Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, I believe it's July 20th, 2023. Steve Sipress here, throwing it back about 32 years, 7 months, and 25 days. But who's counting? That's the last day that I drank a beer, the last of way too many beers that I drank back in my day. So I am definitely not a beer aficionado and certainly not a light beer aficionado. So, by the way, waited a little bit to record this video till after the hottest time of the day here. Hit a temperature of 118 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona today. 108 degrees yesterday. 108 degrees. No, that was not the high. That was the average for the entire day. The high was 119, the low was 97, and according to the National Weather Service, it was the highest average day, breaking the record of 106.5 set like 100 years ago, or 30 or 40 years ago, or whatever, of 108 degree average in a day. Anyway, I digress. So yesterday, after our senior softball game, which, by the way, it was about 100 degrees before 9 a.m. yesterday, before we were off the field. And guys were drinking a few beers. And somebody said, hey, I brought some Bud Light, and handed them around. And of course, that started a whole conversation. I'm like, well, I'm not going to drink Bud Light. And they're like, why not? This and that, whoop-a-pa, back and forth. And I was like, look, when you have a commodity like light beer, I mean, there's Miller Light, there's Coors Light, there's whatever Light, there's Bud Light. If they're all the same, people have a choice. You really can't mess around and make a drastic mistake like they did. You could lose everything. At which point, Mr. Non-Beer Aficionado was informed by at least half the guys, probably all the guys. They were like, oh no, I can definitely taste the difference. And I immediately thought of the whole Coke versus Pepsi, where the commercials, if you remember from decades ago, where they blindfolded strangers on the street and had 2 cups of cola and said, can you tell the difference? And they could not, or whatever. Or the people that said, I love Coke, pick the Pepsi, or whatever it was. Oh yeah, it was called the Pepsi Challenge. So people that said, I love Coke, of course I'll pick the Coke, pick Pepsi. And the 3 people that did that out of the 8,000, Pepsi put on the air, proving that Pepsi won the Pepsi Challenge. But anyway, similarly here, they were like, oh no, Bud Light, I can taste the difference. And I'm like, come on now. But one person said, yeah, it is brewed with rice. It's a rice beer. And rice is lighter, fresher, easier to drink, goes down easier, crisper taste, all this kind of stuff. I was like, now, again, not a beer aficionado, so I'm not, I guess I should have looked it up. I don't know if that's true or not. I believe that's true. Now the guys were saying the same thing. And I'm like, well, there you go. No wonder Bud Light hasn't lost 100% of its market share and the whole brand just disintegrated. Because I should have known, if it actually was a commodity and there were other light beers that all tasted the same, it would lose pretty much all of its market share. Instead, it's only lost a tremendous percentage. Again, I should have looked it up. It's lost like 40, 50% or whatever of its market share. I think last I heard a few weeks ago, it dropped from the #1 beer in America to number 9 or something, and lost tens of billions of dollars of market capitalization based on their stock price dropping like crazy. And the end is nowhere in sight, because there were people yesterday saying, I still drink light beer. I don't care about the politics, even though I disagree with their politics. I like the rice in the light beer, makes it easier to drink, blah, blah, blah. And other people are like, I don't care. I will drink something worse or tougher to drink or whatever, because I'm so staunchly against their politics, whatever. So I don't think they're going to recover, but because they brewed a distinct product, they've carved out a niche in the marketplace, and therefore they're going to survive. And so the business lesson is, are you doing the same with your business? If your business is seen like any kind of a commodity, you're just another plumber, heating and air guy, health coach, workout coach, business consultant, whatever it is, manufacturer of whatever product, if you're seen as just the same as everybody else, you're in big trouble. You need to do something distinctive. Doesn't have to be better, has to be different, because when it's different, some people will find it better, other people will not find it's better. And so guys were talking about like, oh, but rice is, the reason they use rice is it's cheaper than using the expensive, I forget what, barley, hops, whatever. They were talking about all kinds of beer stuff. And they were like, that's why it's a cheaper beer, and they just want to milk more profits out of it. They charge the same price even though it's cheaper to make that way. And other people like, no, the rice makes it better. And other people like, I don't like it with the rice. I like beer that has real beer with the malt or hops or barley or yeast or whatever the heck they were talking about. So again, you want to make your product distinctive, different. If it really is all the same, I consulted to a heating and air guy years ago. I'll never forget. I asked him first question, tell me, I was making up his ads. I'm like, what makes why do people choose, what's the number one reason people choose you over another heating and air guy? And after like what seemed like an eternity of deer in the headlight silence, he just looked at me and said, I guess I'm the closest one. Like, ouch. Now, of course, I did my consultation and pulled out of him something unique, and was able to write his ad and revolutionize his life and his business, because the phone started ringing off the hook. But without me doing that, I had a feeling, and I confirmed it through consulting with thousands more business owners. That's often what local business owners, how they feel, that like their location makes a difference and nothing about them or their business. And if that's the way you're looking at it, then that's the way your prospects are looking at it, and you are in danger of being seen as a commodity and therefore being able to compete only on price, which is a race to extinction. If one competitor lowers their price to compete and then the other one lowers it some more and the other one and they go back and forth, of course you're just driving yourselves into extinction and going out of business by lowering your price until neither one can make a profit. So do something distinctive. Doesn't have to even be like Bud Light did with the ingredients or how your product is made or what it's made of or how you do the product. It can be anything at all. Could be a lot. We don't have time to get into a lot of things. Somewhere you can go is www.thewowstrategy.com, and you'll see a free training video I made for you, so you can find out how to decommoditize your business, how to stand out from the competition, so you can start to get and attract all the ideal clients you want. www.thewowstrategy. I don't even know the name of my own strategy. It's www.thewowstrategy.com. Something I talk about all the time here too, so you don't have to get the free training if you want, if you think it's too expensive. Just kidding. You can stick around here, and over the weeks and months and years, you will learn a lot about it. Or you can take the shortcut and go to www.thewowstrategy.com, watch that free training. You can even get a free consultation with me, and I'll help you implement it into your business so you can not only survive, but you can trounce the competition. And no matter what happens in the economy or in your business or the time of year or whether the temperature is ridiculously hot or anything at all. And that'll do it for Throwback Thursday, July, I think the 20th. I think it is the 20th, because I saw in the news this morning, I was flipping around, they said, yeah, this is the anniversary of the moon landing, which was July 20th, 1969. My mom woke me up because it happened after midnight on the East Coast, and I'm from New York, and she woke me up as a little kid and said, you got to watch this. It's a life-changing thing. You'll never forget it. And sure enough, I don't forget it. July 20th, 1969. Could have thrown it back to that on Throwback Thursday. Anyway, that'll do it for today. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you tomorrow on Foundation Friday. Over and out. Bye-bye.